and welcome to I think what might be the most exciting episode of AA Meetings, the first video episode, coming to you in the flesh, a solo episode, at least me joined with my Kalanko and my book, but Abdi is not here, unfortunately. If you guys know me from Twitter and listen to the podcast, so thank you for joining us on this new platform for us at the very least. But if you're on coming across us on YouTube for the first time, AA Meetings with Ahmed and Abdi is a news podcast. Me and Abdi's my closest friend. We've known each other for 15 years, and we've been talking about politics for the vast majority of that time. Actually, we met first period of high school, first class. We both went to different high schools and middle schools before that. Didn't know anybody. At the time, I think I was dressed out of character. I was wearing like a tracksuit, and he thought I was cool, so he struck up a conversation. He quickly realized I wasn't, but that was at least fun to talk to. So I think it just continued from there. But it is a news show. We talk about news commentary, sometimes other things, but the vast majority of it. And you might be, if you're coming across this on YouTube, you might be thinking like another news show with two cis men, especially. Like why should I listen to this one? What is it about this one? And I'd say like, as you probably already surmised, that I'm extremely bald, which must translate that into me being a serious thinker, right? The old wives' tales, right? Especially when a guy is balder earlier, and I was started to go bald when I was 16, right? So you can imagine how intelligent I must be that my body had to begin shunting resources towards my brain, right? At that young an age, right? And I know you think, okay, just old wives' tales are really bullshit, but it's really the only trait that unfortunate trait that you ever see that for, right? You never hear grandmothers saying to their grandkids, like granddaughters, right? Yeah, sure, your boyfriend's dick is 3 inches erect, but that's just because all his blood's in that big heart of his, right? Right? You never hear that, no matter how much I pay them, right? You never hear that. But yeah, so because it's true. The bald guys are as intelligent as the wives' tales say, and it will be proven to you while you listen to our splendid podcast and watch our amazing videos. I hope they will be great videos. So today, I think what I'm going to be doing mostly is I'm just going to be running through what I hope to be doing a lot on YouTube, at least regularly on YouTube, is monologue jokes. I've been having the stand-up itch, and don't really want to go. I mean, you always want to kill, but not in that way. So I'm too apprehensive about it. I also feel like I have like the option to do the long form writing, like the book number 2, hopefully as good as book number 1, Man's Best Friend, over there. But I have that, so I just figure, let the people who are more devoted to stand-up have the spots in stand-up while it's safe to do, and I'll just focus on my little things, and once it's all over, maybe I'll go. But right now I'm thinking I'll do get rid of the stand-up itch a bit by doing some of these little monologue-y jokes for you here. Also, this is primarily, though, going to be another place for us to upload the episodes of the video, episodes of the show, usually just audio with the thumbnail, right? But if it is a solo episode like me, then you can look forward to, or expect the video coming for me. So I think for now, it's going to be the shitty monologue jokes. So we're gonna get to those. Beginning, of course, with what's been taking the news really was the wildfires in California. It was really like climate change. The first manifestations, really, some of the first manifestations that we're seeing, very intense, terrifying, especially for the people of California. Like you see some of the reports, it's there's drought, extreme heat, right? These fires, fire tornadoes, right? Like terrifying. But really, what they say is it's the humidity that really gets to them. It's just, I don't know. But I don't want to make this all about me, of course, right? Like, but there is, I think, like a personal angle, right? Like I always, like I do like nature, I like plants, and I always wanted to see the sequoias in Yosemite. Yeah, I always wanted to see them. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get a chance. Seasons are changing here too in Canada, in Toronto, where I am, as you can tell by the sirens. The we have the last couple of winters we had like these really weird, strange, out of the ordinary types, right? And I thought those were, and a lot of other people were saying that this might be the first like early manifestation to climate change, right? It was just like heavy snow one day, and then within 2 days it's like all melted, right? And snow melt, and it was like really upsetting for me because like I always thought that climate change would mean that we just had like longer gardening seasons and better weather, and just come to find out you get like just as much snow. It's just never around long enough for you to like hide a body, right? It's like useless, absolutely useless. Anyways, speaking of death, there was a lot of you know coronavirus news, of course, but the one that really struck me was actually a tweet that went viral today about encouraging people to get over the mask use, right, and whatnot. The reason it was surprising was because it was from Herman Cain, right, and like not because it's not in keeping with his former political statements. It's just because I'm not sure if you know this, but Herman Cain is dead. Herman Cain is he's dead, right? It was actually not the first time he's tweeted from beyond the grave, right? He does it regularly. He's almost like the Tupac of politicians. Every once in a while, there's another drop, really. But I followed him initially. I was kind of disappointed I left because I was hoping he would be one of those guys that would just like reply to viral tweets with a skull emoji and just say dead. But did not work out as I had hoped, right? The election too, like I spent a lot of time talking about that on the podcast. It's getting dirtier, it's getting more heated. Not though as heated and dirty as I expected, right? I was kind of shocked that Trump is leaving like a really obvious, childish though, line of attack, which is like Joe Biden's plastic surgery, right? I know you're thinking, okay, Trump has had work done to Biden. Okay, even if he has done, the big difference is that, at least Biden's plastic surgeons made him look better. And okay, that's a defense, but it's still, I think, should at least be discussed somehow, right? Like the guy's had veneers, facelift, hair plugs. I mean, you can't just change everything about your face and expect like no one's going to notice. Like it's your stance on segregation, right? It's like you can't just do that. But I don't know. It was like I think like a lot of people are saying that they're disappointed by the selection that they had between Biden and Trump. I mean, for full disclosure, I want Biden to win. I wouldn't really say I'm a supporter of Biden's. I really am a heavy detractor. But relatively, of course, in this election, I'm one of those boring types, right? But it's just like, what was I saying? God damn it. I lost my train of thought right there. Yeah, this is what happens because like if it's an audio, I could just like clip it together and then just erase the part where I'm mumbling and awing and like trying to figure out where I was. But yeah, no, it's like I do want him to win, and a lot of people say there is no difference. But they say they're not really thrilled by the choice. But I'm actually completely the opposite. I think Americans are lucky to be able to choose between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Two men who have the courage of their convictions. Oh, wait, sorry. Actually, I misread that. The courage of your convictions. Sorry, yes, they don't have any of their own yet. Anywho, my main criticism of Biden now, during the primary, of course, they're all policy. During his presidency, they're all policy. Right now, of course, it's a mix of, policy detractions and hoping that, you can at least change the minds of his base such that, it might be part of a nice coalition in 2022, 2024, or, might be able to peel some of the Biden supporters, not away from him in this election, but closer towards leftist policies by at least engaging them in this discussion right now. Right, I'm looking kind of beyond the election in that regard, but really, it's still frustrating for me to see how Biden is, I think, mishandling it. Right, he doesn't appear enough. Right, it's actually Trump's pouncing on it right now. And it's calling him Joe Biden or Hayden Biden, right? It's really upsetting because it's Joe Biden seems to be under the assumption that running against unpopular incumbent is meet the teacher night for immigrant kids, right? You don't show up and you don't get beat. You don't show up and there's no chance you'll get beaten. Sorry, I messed it up. But I feel like I said, with the audio, you just cut it up and then it's seamless. But with the video, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to have the jump cuts. Nothing against Philip DeFranco. I mean, he's made that work for him. But I just don't want that. So we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna keep on going. A little back, back a few weeks. Actually, just 1 week, 1 week and a half right now. It was 9/11, the anniversary of 9/11, right? Actually, I can't believe I forgot how recently it was. But that wasn't one of the monologue jokes. But a lot of what I've saw really dominated the news. And I thought the political discussion that day was some attempts on the part of Americans to rewrite their history. On not the history of their reaction to 9/11, right? A lot of people going on about how so disgusting, opportunistic, typical of Americans, but actually I thought it was really inspiring, right? It was almost the only thing more inspiring really for me is thinking about that time during the Somali war when we came together, my fellow Somalis came together as one to rescue those the crew of that fallen Black Hawk. It was a really heartwarming story. And moving on. A little earlier, there was that story. I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. It was Elon Musk unveiled a new company of his, right? That he was looking for, working towards almost computer-aided telepathy, I guess, is how you would describe it, right? Chips inserted in your mind and whatnot. And he says that it might actually render human language, human speech, obsolete within 5 years, right? Which is thrilling for me. I'm really excited because that means that there's a chance that Elon Musk might finally shut the fuck up, right? That's exciting news. Exciting news for me. More exciting news actually was that there was a study that showed that 2 million less kids are vaping. I have notes, but I didn't write the stats on the notes. It's just bullets. But yeah, 2 million less kids are vaping. This is Toronto. You can hear sirens again. But yeah, 2 million less kids are vaping right now than there were before this pandemic. And they didn't really give an explanation as to why, right? I mean, I think most people speculate, there was a respiratory pandemic, right? Where it was attacking the lungs. You want to take the best care you can of yourself, right? Make sure that if you do get it, you're in pristine shape, firing on all cylinders, right? But I actually think maybe a couple of months into 2020, they just decided, this vaping is not nearly lethal enough, right? I don't know. It's a possibility. I think we should like look for a mechanism before. And yeah, I feel like there are some other jokes, but I look at them and I'm like, we'll wait. We'll polish them. We'll wait. But for now, I feel like what I want to do is I want to like post the remainder of this video is going to be it's going to be audio version audio of one of our older episodes. I've specifically selected this one, not our latest one to begin with, just because it's my favorite one so far. I feel like it really would give you as a listener the best kind of input, like insight into the kind of dynamic you can expect from me and Abdi. Of course, you could always like choose to start in episode 1 if you like, and go all the way. It is a news show, so there's a chance that you might prefer to go with something that around the time of a news a period that I don't know that particularly interested you. Anything you want. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna upload that first one now. That one now, and going forward, this YouTube channel will contain sporadic installations of our back catalog, updates on that. But for the most part, every new episode and in video, hopefully every solo episode that I do. And like I said, hopefully routine monologues. So like one thing I'm really excited about bringing this podcast over to YouTube is the relative ease with which you guys can give us feedback, make comments, right? I know in the podcast it's a kind of thing you listen to it on your own, you just go out in the world. With YouTube, it's very easy, and we of course welcome all feedback. Me specifically, there's very few things I like more than being viciously insulted, right? So like if you are able to come up with one, if you actually dislike me, yeah, please, like keep in mind, like I might enjoy it, so I might make you less likely to want to do it. But of course, like insults are always fair. When it comes to the hair, I mean, that's the obvious one. I don't think you're going to do better than my little sister who said like I look like the dude from It, right? I feel like that's gonna be hard to beat that one. I feel like though that's not the way I look at it. I think I have the best kind of hair for a lefty podcaster, right? Like I said earlier, it makes me look like a serious thinker, but when you look at it a little bit more closely, you see it has like the kind of messy shagginess of Marx with the same baldness pattern as Mao, right? Okay, think about it, folks. So this was the first episode of the video, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Feedback is always approved. Would you like me to move up to a higher resolution camera than my computer's webcam, or would you like for me to like look for a possible camera with less resolution than 720p that I could use? So you don't have to say me. It's up to you guys. I would like to know. But yeah. Thank you.